Chioma, a 16-year-old girl, lives with her parents in a bustling city. Her father, Mr. Okoro, is rarely home due to his troubled relationship with her mother, Mrs. Okoro, who prioritizes her demanding job over family. Chioma feels like she's losing her sense of belonging and identity. Chioma's parents argue frequently, their voices echoing through the empty halls of their home. She tries to focus on school, but her mind wanders, seeking comfort and escape. Chioma, feeling neglected and alone, finds solace in Uche's charming smile and attentive nature. For the first time, Chioma feels seen and heard. Uche's kindness awakens a deep longing within her. As they spend more time together, Chioma finds herself falling for Uche. He feels the void left by her parents' absence, making her feel loved and desired. One fateful day, Chioma discovers she's pregnant after a brief romance with Uche. Fear and uncertainty grip her as she contemplates her future. She feels trapped and alone, unsure of who to turn to. Chioma confides in her best friend, Amoka, who advises her to seek help from a local counselor, Mrs. Nwosu. Chioma hesitates, fearing judgment and repercussions. Amoka promises to stand by her, but Chioma's too scared to take the next step. Desperate for a solution, Chioma turns to a local herbalist, Momonkechi, who promises to help her fix the problem. Chioma is hesitant but feels she has no other choice. Momonkechi gives her a concoction of local herbs, warning her of potential risks. Chioma takes the herbs, hoping to end the pregnancy and restore her life to normalcy. But as she waits for the outcome, anxiety and doubt creep in. What if something goes wrong? Days pass, and Chioma's condition worsens. She experiences severe abdominal pain and bleeding. Panicked, she reaches out to Amoka, who rushes her to the hospital. At the hospital, Chioma receives urgent medical attention. The doctors stabilize her condition, but the pregnancy is no longer viable. Chioma's relieved but also filled with regret and uncertainty about her. Uche, Chioma's classmate and the father of her pregnancy, has been absent from her life since she discovered she was pregnant. Chioma's feelings towards him are mixed: anger, sadness, and confusion. She wonders if he ever cared about her or just saw her as a conquest. Amoka, Chioma's best friend, confronts Uche about his disappearance. He claims he was scared and didn't know how to face Chioma or his own responsibilities. Amoka warns him to stay away from Chioma, who needs time to heal. Chioma begins to reflect on her relationship with Uche. She realizes she was blinded by her desire for love and attention, ignoring red flags and warning signs. She starts to see Uche's true nature, immature and irresponsible. As Chioma recovers physically and emotionally, she starts to rebuild her sense of self-worth. She focuses on her studies, reconnects with old friends, and finds solace in her art. She begins to see a future beyond the trauma she's experienced. Uche tries to reach out to Chioma, apologizing for his actions and asking for forgiveness. Chioma's unsure how to respond, torn between her lingering feelings and her newfound strength. She decides to meet him, but on her own terms. Mrs. Okoro, Chioma's mother, finally discovers the truth about her daughter's pregnancy and the subsequent complications. She's shocked, angry, and heartbroken, feeling like she's failed as a mother. Mrs. Okoro confronts Chioma, who's still recovering physically and emotionally. Chioma breaks down, sharing her feelings of loneliness, neglect, and desperation. Mrs. Okoro listens, tears streaming down her face, realizing too late the signs she missed. Mrs. Okoro's anger shifts from Chioma to herself. She acknowledges her own failures as a mother, prioritizing work over family, neglecting Chioma's needs, and ignoring the warning signs. She vows to make amends and be more present in Chioma's life. The mother-daughter relationship begins to heal. Mrs. Okoro becomes more involved in Chioma's life, offering emotional support and guidance. Chioma starts to open up, sharing her fears, dreams, and aspirations with her mother. Mrs. Okoro also confronts Uche, holding him accountable for his actions. She wants him to stay away from Chioma, who deserves better. Uche, realizing his mistakes, apologizes and begins to take responsibility for his actions. Mrs. Okoro reflects on her own childhood, growing up in a traditional Nigerian household where women's roles were strictly defined. She rebelled against these expectations, pursuing a career and independence. However, as she became a mother herself, Mrs. Okoro found herself repeating the same patterns of neglect and prioritizing work over family. She realizes she was trying to prove herself to her own mother and society. Chioma's pregnancy and near-death experience serve as a wake-up call for Mrs. Okoro. She begins to reevaluate her priorities, recognizing the importance of nurturing her relationships and being present for her daughter. Mrs. Okoro starts attending therapy sessions, confronting her own emotional baggage and learning healthier coping mechanisms. She begins to rebuild her sense of identity, beyond her career and societal expectations. As Mrs. Okoro grows and changes, her relationship with Chioma deepens. They start sharing stories, laughter, and tears, forging a stronger bond. Chioma begins to see her mother in a new light, as a complex and vulnerable person. Chioma, now wiser and more confident, shares her story with her school's assembly, highlighting the importance of open communication, consent, and support. She encourages her peers to prioritize their well-being and seek help when needed. Mrs. Okoro, transformed by her experiences, starts a support group for parents and teenagers, focusing on building healthy relationships, empathy, and understanding. She shares her own journey, acknowledging her mistakes and encouraging others to learn from them. Chioma's story is a message for both parents and teenagers. For parents, prioritize your relationship with your child, listen actively, and be present in their lives. Recognize your own emotional baggage and seek help when needed. For teenagers, don't be afraid to seek help, communicate openly with your parents or trusted adults, and prioritize your well-being. Remember that mistakes are opportunities for growth, and you deserve love, support, and respect. This story aims to educate both parents and teenagers on the importance of healthy relationships, open communication, and empathy. By sharing this story, we can encourage others to learn from our experiences and foster a more supportive and loving environment for everyone.